So what we're going to do for the rest of this unit, because now that we know basic trig, is how to apply it in the problem solving situations. Okay? So you know 3 things about right triangles that you need to keep in your head. You know that the sum of the 3 angles is 180 degrees. That's actually, it's not just right triangles, that's any triangle. So you got to keep that in your head. You know with right triangles that if you know 2 sides, you can find the 3rd side by using the Pythagorean theorem. In other words, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. You now know trig ratios that you can find missing sides and angles in right triangles. So think of all 3 of these tools when you approach these questions that we're going to talk about today. You're given a triangle here, you're given 2 of the sides, and you are asked to solve the triangle. To solve the triangle means find the measure of all missing sides and all missing angles. So you're not just finding one thing now. You're finding everything that's missing. So I don't know this angle. I don't know this angle. And I don't know this side. So I have 3 things to find here. And remember, you can use any of these tools you want. You don't necessarily have to use trig. Sometimes you may have to. You don't necessarily have to use Pythagoras, but sometimes it might be easier. I don't know. So, anybody want to take a shot as what, doesn't matter what we solve first. Anybody want to take a shot at what they would solve first and how they would do it? Sure. We know 2 of the sides. Why not use Pythagoras? Okay. So remember, the 2 sides make up the right angle. That's A and B. So the hypotenuse is unknown. So to find, and we're going to call it xz, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So 6 squared plus 10 squared equals xz squared. That gives us 36 plus 100 is equal to xz squared. That means 136 is equal to xz squared, which means how we're going to find xz? Square root 136. And it says to round it to the nearest 10th. So, let's see. 11.6. No. Oh, 11.7. And we do have units at centimeters. Okay, so we got that. Still got 2 angles to find. What's that? I don't know. It's a stranger. Usually gets up there once a day around this time, just runs around and then leaves. That's what I thought. Did you answer the question, Mark? What question? The question that we still have 2 angles to find. Which one of the 3 things would you do to find one of the angles? Well, yeah, you could use trig, right? Yeah. Now, technically, because I know all 3 sides, I could use any one of the 3. I could use sine, cos, or tan, because I know all 3. So it doesn't matter. It's still going to give you the same answer, but sure, we'll use tan. So let's do Z, angle Z. And we're going to use tan. So tan of the angle, and it's Z. I guess he tripped.
What is that?
I think he jumped from a taller building and didn't land all that successfully. I think they're putting all old textbooks up there and somebody may have just dropped them.
I think we should go outside to check. I swear to
So a student is trying to escape school by going up to the roof. They dangle the rope over. They got a little bit down and the wind blew them up in the air, and then they hit the roof. It makes perfect sense to me. What's that? Possibly. Sam, I don't know if you're aware, but I'm here with you right now. So how would I know what's going on if you and please, I love it when you interrupt. Now, this is the second person trying to get away from the school. Sam, I don't know what it is. I did not get a maintenance email. I did not, yes?
She's in grade 11. Pardon?
Who?
Avery, she's in grade 11.
Yeah, Avery. She's in grade 11.
They have bio, right?
They have math next.
I think she might be in biology. Sciences right now.
Biology.
Biology?
Maybe.
Yes. Thank you. Sorry.
Okay. Usually they do this in threes. They try to escape in threes. So don't be surprised if you hear another sound. Do you understand that this is a lesson that I'm recording right now? What's that? I have no idea, but I'm sure it's safe. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. Sam, what is the ratio for tan? What side over what side?
Oh, give me a moment, wait.
Yep.
Opposite over adjacent.
Thank you. What is the side opposite angle Z? 6. What is the side adjacent to angle Z? 10. And now we're ready to solve. So to get Z by itself, I tan inverse both sides. That cancels those out, but then I got to tan inverse this side. And Z is going to be approximately, when you do that on your calculator, anybody got it? What do you want to share?
31.0.
31.0. Can I have a second person? Thank you. Good. Notice it said nearest 10, so you got to put the 0.0 in here. That's good. So now the only thing left, I believe, no, sorry, angle X. How would you like to find angle X? You got options. You can use trig again if you want. You want to use trig again? Sure, why not? What do you want to use? We can use any one of the three. We're going to use tan again. So tan of X is equal to side opposite X, which is 10 over the side adjacent, 6. So it's just the flip. of z. Tan inverse. Tan inverse. And I'm going to think that x is approximately 59.0. How did I know that? Well, because I thought of another way you could do it. 180 minus the 90-degree angle minus 31. Because the 3 add up to 180. So you could have done it that way. But trig is just fine. There's nothing wrong with it. All right. You guys do the second one. Take a few minutes. Anybody want to start? Okay, how do we want it? Absolutely. And what's the answer? 5 degrees. Okay. Now, you could have used says nearest test where necessary. So some of you may have used trig and you may have got slight. Did anybody use trig and get slightly different than 65? Oh. Yeah, that's slightly different.
Yeah.
Okay. Like if you got like 59.9. Okay, good. That's fine. And you use trig? Okay, that's fine. That's good. Okay, so we got 65 degrees. Well, we can't use Pythagoras because we don't know two sides, so I guess we're going to have to use trig. What side would you like to go after? FE, sure. And how would you do it? Use tan. And so what's the equation going to look like? Tan of 25 degrees equals
5 over
5 over FE, yes. Multiplied by FE. Get rid of the fraction. So I get FE, remember this is FE times tan 25 degrees equals 5. And then divide by tan 25 to get FE by itself. So FE is approximately how much? 10.7. Okay. Are they units? Yeah. 7 meters. Yeah. Okay. Well, now you got two different choices for DE. You can use Pythagoras or you can use trig again. And for the trig, you could use the 65-degree angle. You could use the 25-degree angle. Okay. Somebody want to tell me what they did to find DE? Sine 25 degrees.
And 5 over 18.
Yep. Perfect. And then like we did with the other one, multiply both sides by DE to get rid of the fraction. That gives us DE times sine 25 degrees equals 5. Divide both sides by sine 25 to get DE by itself. And that works out to approximately 11.8. Did anybody use a different ratio and get a slightly different answer?
I did the Pythagoras thing.
Okay, and did you get a slightly different answer? Or did you get 11.8 if you used Pythagoras? Okay, and you got a slightly, what'd you get? You got the same. Maddie? You got the same or a little different? Or really different?
I got 51.
That's a little off.
But I did 50 squared plus 10.7 equals c squared.
Oh, I see. So, how did you get 50?
Oh, that's not backwards here.
Ah, there you go. That's good. No, you found where you went. No, that's good. That's the most important thing. Okay. Last question. We've got a rectangle. And you are given a couple of measurements inside the rectangle. If you drew a diagonal from one corner to the other, the length is 10.7. The angle between the diagonal that you drew and this length is 28 degrees. Okay. So, how do we find the perimeter of any rectangle? Add up all the sides, right? Or find the length and double it. Find the width and double it. Same thing. Okay? So we've got two sides to find. Well, it seems to be set up for trig, doesn't it? Let's find GH first. This is the angle. Like, focus on this triangle right here. This right triangle. So GH would be what to 28 degrees? Opposite. This would be, which means sine. So sine of 28 degrees is equal to GF over 10.7. Always get rid of the fraction first, so we times 10.7 times 10.7, so that means that's going to give us our answer. 10.7 times sine of 28, which is approximately what did I do? GH. GH. Yes, well, yeah, well. Thank you. GH is approximately. Come on. Take a chance. 5. 5.0. Now we could use Pythagoras to find FG, or we could just go ahead and do trig again. I always like the trig, to be honest. So, what's the name of this side in relation to 28 degrees? Adjacent, and then we've still got hypotenuse, or we've got opposite, because we just found this, but I'm going to use this one again. So adjacent, hypotenuse means cos. So cos 28 degrees equals FG over 10.7 times both sides by 10.7. So therefore, FG is going to be whatever the answer to 10.7 times cos 28 is. 9.4. So now we're ready to find the perimeter. So you could go 5 plus 5 plus 9.4 plus 9.4, that's fine. Or you could go 2 times 5 plus 2 times 9.4. Give you the same answer. 5 plus 5 plus 9.4 plus 9.4 will give us 28.8. Yeah, they're probably doing some repair to it. And it won't fall through. Yeah. And they probably brought some things up there with them, and maybe one of them dropped them a couple of times, so that's probably the same. It won't come through. Yes.
Maybe they're bowling.
Yes, they've set up a bowling alley up there.